Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel. I am 20 years old. I live in a small town, not too big, not too famous, but full of dreams. I come from a simple family. My parents always told me that education is the only key that can open any door in life, and deep inside, I always believed it. When I was a child, I used to hear people speaking English on television. I didn't understand what they were saying, but it sounded beautiful, like music to my ears, and I thought, one day, I'll also speak like that. But growing up, I realized something. Dreams are easy, practice is hard. In school, English was my weakest subject. Every time the teacher asked me to read a paragraph, my hands started shaking. I was scared to pronounce the words wrong. Sometimes my classmates laughed, and every laugh felt like a small wound inside me. So I stayed quiet. For many years, I avoided English completely. I thought, maybe English is not for people like me. Then, one evening, something changed. I was walking home after school, and I saw a small child, maybe 8 years old, trying to read an English sentence from a newspaper. He couldn't read it correctly, but he kept trying again and again with a big smile on his face. I stopped and asked him, "Why are you smiling, even when you're making mistakes?" He said, "Because every mistake is taking me one step closer to learning." That small boy taught me the biggest lesson of my life. That night, I stood in front of the mirror and said loudly, "My name is Daniel. I can learn English. I will not give up." It sounded strange at first. My accent was broken, my grammar was wrong, but my heart was honest. From that night, I started my English journey alone. I didn't have expensive books or classes. I only had a small phone and an internet connection. So I began with the basics. Every day I listened to short English audios, I watched simple English videos with subtitles, I learned 5 new words daily and tried to use them in sentences. Sometimes I wrote those words on sticky notes and pasted them on the wall. Hope, believe, learn, courage, confidence. These words became my friends. At night, when everyone slept, I practiced speaking in front of the mirror. I repeated the same sentence many times until I felt confident. There were days when I felt tired, days when I thought of quitting, days when I said to myself, maybe I'll never be fluent. But every time I wanted to give up, I remembered that little boy with the newspaper. He didn't stop smiling, so why should I? A few months later, I joined a small online English group. People from different countries joined. Some from Asia, some from Africa, some from Europe, some from America. We all had different accents, different lives, different stories, but one goal: to learn and speak English with confidence. Sometimes we laughed at our mistakes. Sometimes we helped each other with pronunciation. And slowly I realized that English is not just a subject, it's a bridge that connects the whole world. One day, our group decided to organize an online speaking challenge. Everyone had to give a short speech. I was nervous. My hands were shaking and my heart was beating fast. When my turn came, I took a deep breath and said, "Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel. I was afraid to speak English for many years, but today I am not afraid anymore." Everyone clapped, and at that moment, I felt something new: freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from doubt, freedom to express myself. After that, I made a promise to myself. From today, I will use English not to impress people, but to express myself. And that promise changed everything. I started reading small English books, and most importantly, I started teaching others what I had learned. Now, after a few years, I speak English confidently. I still make small mistakes, but I don't feel ashamed anymore, because I learned one truth: no one speaks perfectly, not even native speakers. What really matters is the message, the emotion, and the effort behind your words. Today, when I look back at my journey, I feel proud. I started from zero, no special teacher, no perfect environment, just a dream and a heart that refused to give up. And now, I can talk to people from any corner of the world. We understand each other not because we speak perfect English, but because we share the same passion to learn. That's the true beauty of this language. So, if you are listening to my story right now and you feel afraid to speak English, listen to me carefully. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Start with one word, then one sentence, then one conversation. Every step, no matter how small, will take you closer to fluency.